Cross Academy is famous for its day and night classes. Here the classes of normal humans take place during the day and the hungry vampires who look very attractive at night. However, the human students do not know that students coming to their school at night are actually vampires. So that no student accidentally goes near these vampires at night, 2 members of the school's disciplinary committee, Yuri and Zero, guard the school at night. On the other hand, the vampire is controlled by Kaname, who is a pure blood vampire. But how long will they be able to keep the secret of vampires hidden or stop them from drinking blood? Let us know. The story begins with a lot of day class girls waiting for the night class students. Disciplinary committee member Yuri comes there and tries to remove those people. Just then the door of the dorms opens and handsome students of the night classes come out. Seeing whose beauty all the girls fall in love with, Yuri accidentally falls and Kaname comes to help her. Many years ago, when Yuri was attacked by a vampire, Kaname came and saved her life. Kaname starts caressing Yuri's hair when Zero comes there and stops him. However, Kaname keeps his cool and goes to the class without any fight. When a vampire shows interest in Yuri, there is silence in the class. Kaname tells the other vampire that he is interested in Yuri. On the other hand, Yuri and Zero meet the headmaster, whose aim is to end the enmity between humans and vampires, so he established this academy. After this, Yuri goes to do her guard duty. On the way, she meets her crush Kaname, seeing whom she runs away. Not seeing Zero in the class, Yuri comes looking for him in the stables. There she asks him to go on his duty. On night duty, Zero tells Yuri that his mission is to wipe out vampires from the world. When Zero was young, his family was killed by a vampire, so he hates them. Yuri sees some girls in the school grounds at night. Yuri tells those girls to immediately run away from there, but then one of the girls starts bleeding due to injury on her leg. Smelling the blood, 2 vampires come there. Yuri tries to stop them, but they are too strong for her. He digs his fangs on Yuri's hand and starts drinking her blood in front of those girls. Luckily Zero happens to be there, who fires a bullet to warn the vampire. Then Kaname comes there, who stops the fight from progressing further and also erases the memory of both the girls. After finishing her duty, Yuri is getting ready for her class when Zero comes there to take a bath. Something happens to him on seeing Yuri and he immediately goes inside the bathroom. There he bites his lips with his fangs and drinks the blood and tries to control himself. Yes friends, Zero is also a vampire who hates vampires. As chocolate day is nearing, all the girls are planning to give chocolates to the night class. The headmaster calls Yuri and Zero and asks them to be more careful for chocolate day. But Zero does not like his ideas of coexistence with vampires peacefully. In the evening, all the girls gather outside the dorms to meet the handsome vampires. When Kaname and Zero come face to face, Zero challenges him to fight, but Kaname leaves from there. At night, Zero feels a great urge to drink blood. The headmaster gives him blood tablets to control his cravings, but Zero tells him that the tablets aren't helping much to control his cravings. On chocolate day, they set barricades on both sides. All the girls give their chocolates from behind the barricades. Yuri doesn't get a chance to give chocolate to Kaname, so Zero helps her and throws Yuri's chocolate to Kaname. Kaname throws away the rest of the chocolates but keeps the chocolates of Yuri. At night, the vampires come to fight Zero because he badmouthed Kaname. Zero pins one of the vampires to the ground, starting a fight. Then comes Yuri, who stops the fight in between. After some time, Zero gets the urge to drink blood again. Just then Yuri comes there, who helps Zero to get dressed. But when Zero sees her, he finds it difficult to control himself, so he leaves, after which Yuri finds a blood tablet lying nearby. The next day, both of them go to the moon dormitory, where Yuri pretends to have fallen on Zero and takes out a packet of blood tablets from his pocket. But before she can understand anything, Zero snatches back the packet and leaves. Yuri goes after him but gets separated. Then she helps a child by taking a balloon down from the tree, but the child starts running and Yuri goes after him. That kid takes her to an isolated place, where he tries to bite her. Yuri somehow escapes from him and starts running away from there. That vampire found her and tried to suck her blood. Fortunately Kaname comes there, on seeing whom his eyes fill with fear. Kaname closes Yuri's eyes, then uses his powers to kill the vampire in the blink of an eye. Kaname asks Yuri the reason for her being away from school. Yuri tells him that she came here following Zero. Hearing this, Kaname goes to meet the headmaster. He objects to Zero coming to school like a normal human being. He insists that Zero, who was once a human but has now become a vampire, he must be treated like a vampire. Meanwhile, Yuri goes to meet Zero. Zero accidentally sees her blood and loses control. He grabs Yuri and bites her neck, sucking her a lot of blood. When Yuri somehow frees herself from him, she finds her blood smeared on his face. She realizes that Zero is a vampire. Meanwhile, Kaname comes there after smelling the blood of Yuri. Before Kaname can do anything, Yuri faints and falls down. Kaname brings her to the infirmary. Yuri starts crying, could not believe what just happened with her. After a while the headmaster comes there. He tells Yuri about Zero's past. Zero was bitten by a pure blood vampire, turning him into a vampire as well. Later, Kaname meets with the headmaster. He pushes for Zero to be transferred to the night class. Yuri overhears their conversation. The next morning Yuri doesn't see Zero in the morning class. She leaves the class and goes to the moon dorm. There the yellow-haired vampire tries to coerce Yuri into drinking her blood. Kaname comes there and slaps him. He apologizes to him and leaves. Yuri requests Kaname not to put Zero in the night class. But Kaname refuses to accept her request, believing Zero can attack Yuri anytime. Hearing this, Yuri leaves from there crying. Zero is about to kill himself after being sad about becoming a vampire. Just then Yuri comes there and stops him. But Zero gives her the gun and asks her to kill him. Yuri refuses to end his life, so Zero decides to leave the school. Yuri goes after Zero and convinces him to stay. The next day, the headmaster arranges a blood pact between Yuri and Zero. Now Yuri can stop Zero when he loses control. Yuri's request not to put Zero in night class is accepted. Later, the Vampire Hunter Society sends Yagari to keep an eye on Zero. Zero leaves the class on seeing him. Yuri follows him to pick him up. They meet Headmaster, who sends them out of the school for some work. Yuri is once again separated from Zero and is attacked by a vampire again. This time Zero reaches there and tries to save her, but Aldo comes from behind and kills the vampire with a sword. Then he leaves after inviting Yuri to come to Moon Dormitory at night. They both go there at night. There are many vampires present everywhere inside. Aldo tells them that today is his birthday. After a while Kaname also joins them. Kaname asks Yuri to sit with him in front of everyone. He then kisses the wound on Yuri's hand. He then accuses Zero of having sympathy for the vampire who injured her. Zero immediately points a gun at him. Seeing that the atmosphere starts heating up, Kaname keeps his cool and does not take the fight further. Later, Zero's health starts deteriorating and he runs away. Yuri also comes following him. Zero tries hard to control himself but starts losing control. Yagari reaches there and injures Zero with an anti-vampire gun. Yagari points the gun at him to kill him, but Yuri comes in between to protect him. Then the headmaster comes there and takes the gun from Yagari's hand. They ask Yuri to leave things to them and go home. Coming home, Yuri worries about Zero. What if he loses control of himself completely? The next day Zero does not show up at school. Yuri goes to see his room but he is not there either. Yuri asks Yagari about Zero. Yagari tells her he has locked Zero in the headmaster's guest room. Yuri goes to the guest room to meet Zero and asks him to come out. Zero admits that he is losing control like other human vampires, so he does not want to come out. He wants her to leave him alone. But Yuri does not agree. She comes inside the room and asks Zero to drink her blood. Zero couldn't stop himself and started sucking Yuri's blood. Ashamed, Zero asks to leave her in his condition. But Yuri doesn't want to leave him alone. She asks him to come to school. On its way back, Yuri meets Kaname. Understanding her condition, Kaname gently hugs her. Next morning when Zero is not in class, Yuri comes to see him in his room. There Yagari points a gun at Zero and fires 2 bullets. But Zero saves himself by holding the gun. Yuri comes inside after Yagari leaves. Zero promises her that now he will not give up on his life.